Stand for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. John.
Here.
Scott.
Here.
Mark.
Here.
Steph Zuman.
She's on.
Steph by Zoom. Dale is here. We get approval of the agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Motion by Scott to approve the agenda as presented. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Mark. Is there any discussion? Any discussion? Any discussion? Barring none, we'll proceed to vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Now look over the November 3rd regular meeting minutes and the November 15th special meeting minutes. And let's approve them in one stroke.
On the bottom, page 2, Uranus has an N in it.
No, it doesn't.
Otherwise, it all looks fine to me.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes with the addition of, or
The
correction of spelling Uranus right.
Motion by Scott to approve the November 3rd and November 15th meeting minutes. Seconded by Stephanie. Is there any discussion? Any discussion? Any discussion? Barring none, we'll proceed to vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. I'll look over the bills for this period.
From what got sent out last night, the North Dakota County Commissioners Association dues was taken out. That won't be presented until the beginning of the year. And then there is 2 vouchers that we need to get added, please. And they're both for $45 for the post board for Bob, Hook, and Brian to get their paperwork renewed. So if we could get those 2 added. The ones that you see in your packet that have, Megan Kramer for election, those are my election workers. Those balances are not going over. I have all of the funds in miscellaneous, and I'm taking it out of these individual budgets. So the election budget is fine. It's just these line items that don't have a budget within the system, so. There is a bill in here, for, let me try and find it here. For DNA Mobilities, coming out of Treasurer's Equipment for $700. Maddie is here to talk about that if you would like. You can.
So my printer in my office crapped out on me, so I'm having to get a new one. The 700 is for a refurbished one, and Travis did send me a quote today for a new one, if that's something he suggests, because I print quite a bit. But it's up to you guys if you want me to just do a refurbished one or a new one. The quote of a new one is $1,350, $1,100 for the printer, and about $250 for toner.
That has not been purchased yet. That's why the bill is in there.
Just a quote.
So we don't have any printers in any of these offices we're not using? Isn't there one in the tax director's office? Is there a printer in there?
I don't know.
Don't know.
Or maybe somebody should take a tour around the facility and see if we got a printer laying around. An unused printer is way cheaper than buying a refurbished printer.
Yeah. Go take a look. Thing open?
Yeah.
That's quite a bit for a printer, isn't it?
Sure is.
Of course, it probably could do quite a bit more than
Commercial grade.
the printers that I use, but I thought they'd gotten so the ink costs more than the printers.
The ones I buy, they are.
Yeah.
You don't call anybody to refurbish them, you refurbish them.
We're just gonna do one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe there's gotta be some other offices here that have printers in them.
I don't think any that are not being used.
Is it one that sorts and does tricks,
I don't know. I don't know.
correlates, and
Is there just one printer like in?
We have one in the printer room, which is down in the
Yeah.
down the hall, and then I have the other big printer.
Yeah.
And then each individual office then has their smaller printers. So then
Right.
that's what she's talking about.
Yeah, there is a HP printer in there.
Great.
is that something that will work on your
Do that.
system?
Do that one.
Do that one.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
Thank you. Scavenger hunt.
Yeah.
Nobody locks their office doors. There's quite a few more to get.
Yeah, if yours quits working, you just trade with somebody else.
So that got solved.
Excellent.
So we'll take that one.
Well, we'll do the postage thing too, which is
Yeah.
After the bills.
yeah.
Yeah.
That $5 diesel fuel's kind of been rough
boy.
on your fuel budget, Wayne.
Yeah, it is.
Yours and everybody else's.
$9 diesel and snow.
Yep.
Early snow.
Just about done snowing.
Just trying. We only got 7 months to go, I tell people.
Yeah.
Moisture for the farmers.
Yeah. Yeah.
It all runs off.
Gets moisture for the duck hunters, Wayne.
That's exactly right. Pastures will come. Remember the year we didn't have any snow, that was pretty rough.
Or the old open winter where it went away earlier, and
Yeah.
2 years ago that was screwed things all up.
Yeah. Yeah. Any other things you see with the bills, Sam?
Nope, I went through them and didn't see.
You didn't go through
I
them.
did. That's how I got this Commissioners Association one.
They never do give up, do they?
No, they
They're
don't.
not quitters, I'll give them that.
Samantha, could you see if that form is with there's a certification form with the DOT voucher.
That page
That
through
road
there,
engineering
Did you
thing,
find it?
I didn't see it, but I'm not, my
537.
wife's told me I'm not a very good looker, so.
What did you pay Norton County for? $20, so.
County agent,
Yeah, North Dakota Extension, Morton County. Not very much money, but what did we pay?
Yeah.
What did we pay them for? I wonder.
For how much?
Just only $20, but
it said, that's it, the mix and pour, whatever the hell that was.
Pesticide training. Was a $20 check to go to this training.
oh, he's going to the training?
Yeah.
I thought he was a trainer.
North Dakota.
Pizza Ranch is for the election workers.
Election workers, yep. And then that one for myself, that's for their meals as well.
Purchase power.
So how many people actually voted the day of
Day of 435,
the 1,000 we had?
1005, yep.
So
Oh,
40%.
excuse me. I don't see anything wrong with the bills. Do you? Anybody else?
Just the one with the
don't
road,
see
the DOT for road engineering,
It's in there?
$500. What was that for?
Say that one more time.
The road engineering for $500, you know, Wayne?
That was for that
537?
bridge inspection, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
537?
yep.
yeah, cause it was,
Yeah.
I heard it.
What is that one?
And going forward, remember when we were talking about the county agent's budget a while ago, who was responsible for this and that? When he has travel expenses, it's stated in what we went over then that he's supposed to show what the travel was for, not just cement a fuel receipt, so we should probably start doing that, so
Okay.
it's done
Sure.
like it's supposed to be done.
Okay. The NDDOT one, Wayne, is that the one I'm,
Yep.
what did I,
That's the letter that.
that we have to sign?
Certification. Okay, man.
Northwood Deaconess Health.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering too.
Hold on one second, I missed North Dakota.
Yeah, he said there should be a blue sticky note on it.
Oh, is this? Gotcha.
Yeah, I see that Northwood Deaconess Hospital.
Okay. So that's the one that needs our signatures on it.
Okay.
And then which one did you want to look at?
Northwood Deaconess Health, what was that? It came out of general, but I just.
That was for a,
Wellness thing or
for
something?
Bob, yep.
Okay.
Physical? Physical?
Could be.
Mental health check. No, I think it is.
Yeah.
Psychological
Yeah.
evaluation
Oh,
for,
my.
No, that's required.
It's
you know.
required, yeah.
Well, I thought that was $1,000,
Oh.
because didn't we pay that last meeting?
It is 1,000.
No, it's at 400 and,
348.
348.
Oh, that's this one. So
hope they don't
the
require
other
that at county
site,
commissioners, or I'm in trouble.
that
You
one
you
was
failed out.
for the,
Remember back when we were in school, then it was, the joke was people going postal.
Yep.
a medical exam for Mr. Hook.
Okay. Well,
Well, how many times you gotta take it? He's gonna pass pretty soon, isn't he?
No, one was,
That one was good.
I
The
suppose
other
a physical
psych
exam and a mental
psych
exam.
eval was for Brian.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, because we paid for Bob's already, his
yeah.
psych. Because we questioned whether,
did we get to see the questions they asked?
we questioned whether he, since he came back, whether he should have passed.
I wouldn't want to take it.
Did we have one we needed to add? No, we didn't. 'cause we found
There's
that.
two that we need to add, and that's $245 ones for the post board.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the bills as presented with the addition of the two.
Post board.
To the
Post
post
boards.
board, yeah. Motion by Mark to approve the vouchers as presented with the addition of two separate bills to the post board for $45 each. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Scott. Is there any discussion? Any discussion? Any discussion? Barring none, we'll proceed to vote. John?
Aye.
Scott?
Aye.
Mark?
Aye.
Stephanie?
Aye.
Dale votes aye. Motion carries. Wayne, you're up.
Don't have anything.
Well, you got
That's
this.
that certification letter. Haven't heard anything from the engineering firm. Got all the information to the North Dakota DOT on our, Maddie emailed it. Thank you. So they got that. Haven't heard anything from that.
Okay.
Plowing snow, burning fuel. Need tires,
Yeah.
payloader, one, or both blades, we got the tires on the one blade.
I see you've got some tires on a grader.
Yeah, we put 4 tires on the grader, 4 new ones, and then we put 2, recaps in the front.
They're relatively inexpensive as far as tires go.
Gilbert
Yeah.
and that stuff?
2,000 and something a piece.
These, yeah.
Gilbert's and sample?
Yeah. We had the recaps, did some good carcasses, so we had a recap a couple years ago. but- So hopefully the snow quits and we can wait till after the first of the year and buy new tires.
Yeah.
Good luck.
How long did it go? Okay.
Are we gonna have to raise the prices, I would suspect? Put a
I
gas
would-
surtax?
I would suggest that. I
Fuel?
was called by Steele County, and they're wanting to raise their rates. I think they're at $100 an hour for the motor graders. Stalac wants to go up to 125, I believe.
What are we charging now?
75.
Yeah, we're gonna go to 100.
Burns more fuel than that. Well, we should go to 125 is we should go to.
That's a deal.
Hmm?
That's a good deal for them.
Oh, yeah, try to go, 125 is a really good deal.
Well, I mean, 75 right now, it's like for the
I
people.
know, but.
I mean, for the people, I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Go to a private contractor and try to rent something for 125, you don't get a bob.
No, I know that.
Yeah.
My point was, just, you know,
Yeah.
somebody, you know.
See, the the contractor that does my township, it's private contractor, but the machine is leased by
Mhm.
Willow Lake Township in Steele County.
So who runs that one, Dale?
Nick Stolick.
Oh, that's Nick's, you're
Yeah.
talking, okay.
No, he doesn't own the blade. It's owned by the,
Why don't you put
On
that
the
in the agenda
township.
for next meeting then? I mean, it's not
I'll
only,
get some
it's
more.
not only the price of fuel, it's the price of
Well,
parts and
everything.
repairs and labor and everything.
You bet,
Yeah.
you bet.
That's all I have, I guess.
all right, thanks, Wayne. All right. Postage meter.
So our postage meter lease is going to be coming up next year, April. And I have two quotes from two different places, in your packet. It's, the first page is what we currently have. We're using Dakota Mailing. And then another place that approached me was Dakota Business. I think they said 2024, they are phasing out all DM400 machines, which is what we currently have. So either way, we will have to eventually get a new one. My suggestion, if I may make one, is to stick with this Dakota Mailing. They use Pitney Bowes. That's what we've been using for quite a while. Not sure exactly how long. I don't know if we've ever used anyone different. It looks like right now we pay $435 a quarter for our machine, and if we were to get the Dakota Mailing upgrade, it would be $452.37. So not too much more for a nicer, newer upgrade.
So when does the security guidelines go into effect, in '24?
Security guidelines, those ones, I think he said, yeah, that the USPS will be phasing all those out in 24.
Right, so
But
that's
it's just
what,
our machine will be,
right, so we can run this one for another year before we're out of compliance.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Would you like to just stick with Dakota Mailing, not change to the Dakota Business?
If you've been satisfied with the service you got from the company you're using,
Yeah, and their supplies are a lot cheaper. I know it shows Dakota Business is significantly cheaper with their monthly fee or lease, but I guess their prices of ink and like the paper that we use is quite a bit more than Dakota Mailing.
Right, but is there a need to upgrade the machine until we need to upgrade the machine? I mean, it's a little bit of money, but it doesn't matter, as long as it's
Yeah.
working the way it is,
Sure.
why upgrade it? Because there might be some newfangled, and maybe there's competition in the market.
I think I'm gonna call them to come and do a service on
Yeah.
it because you put like 5 in there and they crumple up, and so I think it needs to be cleaned out in the little where the ink roller goes. It's
But they provide that,
and- and gross, so see if they can clean that out for us and if that makes a difference, but I don't think we have to upgrade until they phase them out in 24.
Yeah, by 24, if we were to put one in now, it'd be outdated anyway. You know how that works, just like computers.
Don't upgrade till they break.
yeah, I guess I'd suggest we just renew the lease for another year, and if they'll do some,
Look at a machine in 24.
yeah,
Okay. I'll let him know that.
contemplate it in the budget process that way. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Employee salaries.
Jamie, are you on?
I am.
I think there was a question at the last meeting if, how the motion should be, worded for this. If it's a bonus or if it's a raise or what exactly this is, because it would just be for October, November and December.
Is it, is the intention to use ARPA funds?
What kind of funds?
ARPA funds?
No, the intention was to take this out of the general reserve.
Reserve, yeah.
Okay, I think that it can be either a retention bonus or a raise, a cost of living increase for the last 3 months of the year. Either or, I think that would be appropriate, that you can word it that way. I can draft a resolution to reflect that.
I think it should be a retention bonus, Jamie. Because if you make it a cost of living increase, then it resets the whole scale of everything for the next following year.
Okay, yeah, a retention bonus, I think that would be fine. I don't think that there's any problem doing that.
Okay.
The number for the resolution, that was it 15.97%?
Yeah.
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 That was a total cost with benefits and,
Correct.
yeah.
So the total dollar value, the total dollar amount across the county, gross amount is gonna be 34,173.88, correct?
I can draft a resolution for the meeting and I can get one sent off to Sam so you guys can take a look at it.
And no doubt we had to go through with this because of the situation we got ourselves backed into, but guys, this is not the way to do business. Salaries are at budget time, not during the rest of the season. It's at budget time only.
I was hoping that we could resolve this, make a motion to have it done today instead of putting it off again another meeting.
Well, you'll have to talk to the state's attorney about that then.
My plan is to have the resolution done. I mean, I think John's right. It can be used as a retention bonus, 15.97%. If you guys give me 10 minutes, I can draft a resolution and get it sent to Samantha so you guys can take a look at it and vote at it at this meeting.
That'd be awesome. Thank you, Jamie.
No, Jamie, I'd like time to look at it.
When we figure the county agents, is that,
That's just for the deputy.
that's just for the deputy,
Yeah,
not for
yep.
the agent, okay.
Yep.
While Jamie's cranking that out, delinquent tax property, what have we got going there?
So after your guys' special hearing for the tax sale, I did have a gentleman come in and redeem one of the properties. Or not redeem, sorry, purchase one of the properties, so now we only have one. And this would be the lots 3 and 4, block 2 of the original town site of Binford. They did have interest in this one as well, but they didn't come in and purchase it. So at your last meeting, you guys were talking about possibly deeding this to the city of Binford. So I do have the deed here for, you just have to abate the taxes and then sell it to the city of Binford for $1.
Which one was it? Was it the $3,100 one or the $1,100 one? That they bought?
That they bought, the 11.
$700.
Yep.
Would we be better off to wait and see if they decide to buy it? Or can't we do that?
They said that they needed another day or so, because I had said that this was probably going to happen on today's meeting, and they said, well, we'll probably want it, but we'll need to sleep on it for a day. And I never did hear back from them, so I'm assuming that they probably aren't. I don't.
So Jamie, are you on there?
I am.
How does that process work for, I don't quite understand it. I tried to research it. So the sale was closed, but yet,
Right.
then they can come in and buy it without notifying the public that now it's being sold again? I mean, so there was no competition once that happened. So what happened? Use this scenario. What happens if there was somebody sitting in the meeting and was thinking about buying it, but being there was no competition, they were going to let it go until it went at a cheaper price, and then the meeting closes, and now somebody can walk in and buy it at the bid price. What was the purpose of having an auction in the first place?
So my understanding of the law, and I know this kind of stinks. My understanding of it and interpretation of the law is that it's the county's obligation is to try to recoup any tax dollars and that they're owed by these property owners or that is due on this property. The county is supposed to set the price at either fair value above the taxes owed or at the taxes owed. It's advertised to the public knows it's up for auction. At that point, after it goes up for auction, the public knew it went up for auction, and unfortunately, and I don't like it, but that's the risk that is taken if it's not bought at the tax sale, that someone comes in and buys it.
I couldn't find that part. I couldn't find the second part you're talking about, that after the tax auction, that it was still for sale at the offered price. I couldn't.
I will find a section of code right now. I'm going through it.
Yeah, no, I believe you. I just couldn't find it. I mean,
I
because
think it's
I found where the previous owner could reclaim it at that price up until the time it was sold, but I didn't find where a third party could.
Under 572817 is a portion of it, 572817.1,
Hang on here.
and 572818. I think it reads any private sale of real property made between now and November sales must be made upon the same terms and conditions as the sale may be made at the November sale unless the Board of County Commissioners has had the property reappraised, has consented by majority to value the property at the reappraised price. The sale of, let's see. That's part of it. It's in 5720, 17, 17.1 and 18.
Hang on.
The landowner or even Mr. Quam had the opportunity to buy it at the property at the tax sale. The purpose of the tax sale is to recoup the money that's owed to the county. And in instances where it doesn't sell, go back to the city to try to get the land developed or cleaned up or whatever back in the tax rolls. So ultimately, the duty falls to the county first of all, and then it goes to the city to where the county has the ability to give the land back to the cities or get the land to the cities to take care of however they see fit. It stinks how it happened. I've never seen this happen before in 10 years in the county. No one's come in right after the sale and bought the property.
17 is excess levies, correct?
572817.
Okay. Fifty-seven, 28, and 28.
There's a section that reads a parcel of real estate against which an unpaid special assessment. Okay. Yeah, it's parcel real estate against which an unpaid special assessment continues as a lien under 572809 may be sold by the county auditor free of the lien if the governing body of the city on which property is located finds that some of that's not the portion, I guess.
So
there
what-
is a portion in there that allows it to happen.
I mean, that was the one I was reading, but the city had to agree to that, and the city wasn't notified of that, of this sale.
But John, the notification was the sale, the advertising for the sale.
Okay, so which Century
That's
Ford?
when the public has the opportunity to come in and buy it.
Right, and that, I took that to mean at the time of the sale, during the sale, from the time it opened until it closed. Where you at, 5728, what, 17?
17.
17, the county auditor may then sell the property. Let's see. Do a little bit more research on it straight home.
Okay, so you're reading, any property not sold at the annual November sale may be sold by the county auditor at private sale before the next annual November sale.
Right.
For not less than the property's minimum sale price. So my question is, at private sale, what is the meaning of that? Does that mean somebody walking into the office and saying, I wanna buy it? Or is that an advertised sale? That's what I was questioning.
My understanding and my opinion is that it's the public can walk in, and this isn't the first time that this has happened, and not the first time we've done it in Griggs County. If you remember, I think it was E.C. Turner that bought that apartment or that building behind Everson's, and that was at a different time than the sale. That was just at a private offering. He came and purchased it from the county.
Well, you can't judge legality on what we've done in the past. We've done things just because we did it wrong once. It doesn't mean we didn't do it wrong twice. I'm not aiming, that's not aimed at you, Jamie, that's aimed at us. We made mistakes.
As long as, it's always been my understanding and my opinion that as long as the price as long as we don't reassess it for a lesser value, it can be sold between the tax sales, because it's not the county's job or obligation or even wants to hold this property, even between the sales.
So it can, if you read 5728, 17.1, private sale between annual sales by non-exclusive listing agreement, so you can list it and sell it.
I'm looking right now to see if there's any attorney general opinions, that further explains it.
Well, I mean, I guess if you can list it and sell it with a realtor, and it says that the auditor can sell it at a private sale, I think it was probably it was probably done legally. It's probably, I don't think it's the right way to do it, but no one ever contemplated this happening, really.
Well, I think, I guess my opinion for next time, it was weird that it happened that way. And I don't think anybody's ever contemplated, like John said, contemplated it happening in this situation, because most people that want a property come to the sale and they want to buy the property at the sale. So, I think from now on, I think the thing to do would be to have the sale and then call a special meeting right afterwards and dispose of the property to the cities or, that are interested in having that property if it doesn't sell.
Right, I mean, it's strictly speculation, but the purpose of deeding it to the city is so that they could burn it or tear it down and get the lots cleaned up, because it's an eyesore, it's not habitable. And
Right.
And now the danger is that this is advertised on the internet as a fixable property, and someone buys it and there it sits for another 3 years in its current condition, and they don't pay taxes on it and just kick the can 3 or 4 years down the road. And if you look, there are similarly advertised properties all over the United States to this. This isn't just something these guys thought up. Now, maybe on the bright side, they come in and remodel it and sell it for $200,000 in Binford, North Dakota, but I doubt that.
Yeah.
No, this is the exact thing that we don't want to be happening. I agree with you, Don.
Well, again, it's only speculation that that's what's gonna happen, but we'll have to see. Except maybe this turns out good, maybe they sell it, maybe someone fixes it up, but chances are that's not gonna happen. And then, again, Binford is stuck with, or Cooperstown, or whoever else is stuck with an eyesore, a potential,
Rat infested.
yeah, potential problem,
Yeah.
and, okay, that's, I'm fine, Jimmy, I just couldn't find that particular century code.
You know, it's kind of, I know that's what, there was an individual there for that specific property, and I know why he was waiting for it to go back to the city if there was no bidders, and normally that would be advantageous to him. And it just, we ended up in a situation where someone snuck in that afternoon and purchased it. I think the best way to take care of it would be, like I said, is just to call a special meeting, right after the meeting, or right after the tax sale in the future, so that this doesn't happen again.
Right, well, I mean, the gentleman at the meeting was there monitoring it for the city council of Binford, and the city council of Binford, of course, didn't want to step in somebody's way and outbid somebody that was actually going to make use of the property. Right, so that's what, he was just there observing, not wanting to buy it or not wanting to not buy it. But again, that was their position. If someone was going to buy it and fix it up, they didn't want to stand in the way of that. So it's one of those circumstances.
But I do have one more property, if you guys would like to deed that to the city of Binford.
Do we need a motion to abate the taxes?
Abate the taxes.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Scott to abate the taxes on lots 3 and 4 of Block 2 of the original town site of Binford, and deed the property to the city of Binford for the price of $1. Is that what we've done prior? Okay.
I do have a question. Okay, so we do that to the city of Binford for $1. The city of Binford can do what they want with it, is that correct?
That's correct.
And they could sell it for anything they want for the $1, or are they still on the hook for that $3,100?
No, once well, not yet, I'll second that.
Okay, second. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah, now we can talk about it. So
Seconded by
now,
John.
Once you abate it, that means the taxes are
Gone.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they can do what they want, then Binford could do something with it.
Yeah,
Binford
they'll
could-
try to get it back on the tax rolls.
Tax roll, so-
Yeah.
The whole purpose is try to get it
Get
back.
back,
So
okay.
whether it be the bare piece of property that somebody buys and they build on it, it still gets it back some tax rolls. In its current condition, it's just a deficit. But that's the abatement part of it.
Is there any additional discussion? Barring none, we'll proceed to vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Am I signing this someplace, Sam?
Yes, on the backside.
That was the Zen's property, wasn't
The court resolution, I guess I didn't read that prior.
So it was Dickey County disagreeing with the state taking over the clerk of court offices and wanting, since we're in their district, wanting Griggs County or any other county to join in with their resolution opposing the clerk of court being under the offices of the state rather than the county. And I don't even, I can't make them, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't have an opinion or anything to base an opinion on.
They meet,
But the
they meet
problem
tomorrow.
we've run into before is that they take over and then they lower their percentage of what they need, and then the county still picks up the other half of it, like in our case where they're,
Social services.
yeah.
So they don't, all I can say is in social services, what they were paying us was taken away. What they brought back in, they didn't pay for all of it like they said they were going to. So if they just took it away and we didn't have to pay anything, then we lost the 2% or whatever it was. But worse than that, then they made us pay for their program. So it doubled down, and I don't know what'll happen here. It'll have to be the same way. There'll be a fee. But do you think that, I guess so right now it's 37% for a
And
clerk
they
of
lower their percent,
for a clerk
we
of
end up
court.
paying more.
So is the state gonna put a full-time person here and pay the 100%? Probably not. So are they gonna have a traveling clerk of court? Or, I mean, that's the problem with this thing, is they don't give you any,
They don't flesh out the details. How do you make a decision based on very little, if no information?
I was just given some information today, that there is an informational, gonna be a couple informational meetings. Chief Justice Jensen is going to be in Devils Lake and in Grand Forks, and I think it's like December 15th and 16th. Those would be good questions to ask, because I don't know how they're gonna manage it.
What's tomorrow at 11 o'clock, Jamie? That's here too, right? Jamie?
Oh, I believe that there's a judge there tomorrow as well.
Yeah,
Right.
correct. That's what I heard. Tomorrow, 11 o'clock here in Cooper.
well, the question is pretty simple to me. It don't have to get very complex at all. Is this gonna cost Griggs County more or less money if it's taken over by the state? And of course, if it's more money, then it needs to stay where it's at. If it's less, then go ahead.
Yep.
That's what our job is to protect the citizens of Griggs County.
Yep.
I guess the other thing to question would be, are the services going to increase or decrease if it's taken over by the state? Well, right now, the office is open 5 days. Will it be open 5 days if the state takes it over? Don't know. You can be sure that the state is trying to do this to save themselves money. I'll guarantee that.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Right.
You're right, the meeting at 11 o'clock is by Zoom.
Is it by Zoom?
I believe so.
I thought Kelly was saying that actually I won the justice would be here, actually. She thought. From the Supreme Court. That's the way she read it.
That's how I read it too.
Yep.
It's like
Yep.
there'd be a
You're right.
meeting here and everybody else could.
Yes, correct.
This would be where the meeting would be
Yep, that's what I understood.
zoomed from.
Yeah, you're correct. It's in the Greek County Courtroom tomorrow at 11.
If more than 2 of you are gonna be there, please let me know so I can notice them.
I'll show up for it. Should I just give them, should we just kind of table it for, I'd say table it for right now, and then I'll report back ask these questions and then see what they want to do at our next meeting? What do you think, John?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, ask them try to get some more information and try to make a decision, you know?
Being it's being in the courthouse, I can't attend because I suppose contempt of court
Huh?
would play a factor there, wouldn't it?
What? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, Scott, if you'll go tomorrow and
I'll ask those questions you guys did, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
how is this going to benefit us?
Yeah. Okay.
And they won't have any information.
No.
Be wildly surprised if they do have any specifics.
I can tell you what, I can parrot what the response will be. This will benefit citizens of Griggs County because they will have better access
Well.
to the court services and on and on and on down the road.
Okay.
But yep, you can report back.
That sounds good. We have a letter here from Walsh County inquiring whether you want to take part in their correctional facility, and they would appreciate a response, so I put it in the packet. I'm going to go with no, we don't want to play jail with Walsh County. So if you would inform them of that.
Yep.
Samantha, that would be, take care of that letter.
You got it.
Yep. Yeah, we turned down the one with Barnes County or what?
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's an open-ended money pit to get involved in one of those deals.
In
The jail business.
confinement business.
No. Unless
Ours
it's,
go, we go Jamestown with ours?
Jamestown?
they go to Valley too.
Valley too? Okay.
Is Hillsborough still involved? No.
Uh,
So I think Devil's Lake.
yeah, I think we've got bills from Valley City recently.
The majority of our prisoners go to Valley City or Devil's Lake.
Yeah. You could just enter into a contract with Graham and Westlands.
We must not have anybody in the pokey. I haven't seen a bill for a while, so that's a good deal. Old courthouse, new courthouse?
Only thing I have is that we had our
Oh, yeah.
museum meeting last night, and we're gonna be, they're talking about refurbishing the old part of the museum, and they're gonna try to get a list together of what we'd like to use out of the old courthouse and submit that to the commissioners at that time.
I think that will be beneficial in our eventually failed bid to tear that down, too, because they want to have, they want to have things preserved from it.
Yep.
Has there been any movement on bench or seating from the old courthouse to the
I
hall?
haven't, and I didn't check on it with Brian either.
Don't take your lunch breaks over there yet?
No. Oh,
Cool.
nope, do not.
Future business.
I do have a list for your regular meetings scheduled, but I didn't want to present that until after the new commissioners take office, so you guys will discuss that at your next meeting. After that, I don't have anything else.
No future business would be that employee salary increase. Jim, you'll have the paperwork done by then.
No.
Get that done with. That's all I have.
Anything
I'll
else?
make a motion to adjourn.
Motion by Stephanie to adjourn. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Scott. Any discussion? Any discussion? Any discussion? Barring none, we'll proceed to vote. All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Meeting is adjourned at 3:26. Next meeting is December 8th at 2:30 in these chambers.